Speaking of savages, let's bring on Knowles. Ah, there he is. Great.
Thank you for the book and movie recommendation, 50 Shades of Grey. I hadn't heard of that one before. It sounds great.
It was terrific. When I say I scrolled through it very, very slowly.
Yeah, that's right.
I stopped to think. So another great weekend for Another Kingdom, I have to say. It's now over 1,000 5-star reviews.
It is unbelievable how many. I was kind of nervous that I thought Thanksgiving would kill us. Yeah. But I guess everyone, they had their dinner, they had their very tense Trump political conversations, and then they just immediately ran out and downloaded Another Kingdom. So that's great.
I know. And the things they are saying, even about you on occasion, are actually quite nice.
It's amazing because I've only written 585 of those reviews, which means that there are 115 reviews that were nice to me that I didn't write.
That's amazing. That is amazing. Yeah.
And it was a lot of holidays have been happening. There was Thanksgiving, there's Black Friday, there's Evacuation Day, and now there's Cyber Monday.
Wait, I missed it. What was Evacuation Day?
Nobody celebrates this anymore, and it's very, very upsetting. Evacuation Day is the day that the British troops left Manhattan. It's November 25th.
God, I'm glad it's that.
It is. Yeah.
Worried there for a minute.
Could have been a lot of things. It's the day the British troops left Manhattan in 1783. The last shot of the Revolutionary War was fired on Evacuation Day because a British ship was leaving, and some jerks in Staten Island were screaming at them, so they shot a cannonball at them. That didn't hit anybody, which is nice. Washington triumphantly paraded down to Manhattan.
Nice.
I actually had an adult beverage or 10 at the place where he said farewell to the troops at Francis Tavern in New York.
I remember it well.
Yeah, great place. And it reminded me, though, that there were a lot of holidays in the United States that we used to celebrate that were awesome that we don't celebrate anymore. We had in the era where we were celebrating Evacuation Day, we had Training Day. This happened 6 times a year. It was the colonists would go out and they would just shoot guns and then drink and eat. Maybe the greatest holiday ever invented.
Wait, we don't celebrate that anymore? No, I didn't get the word.
It's true. I definitely celebrate it whenever I have a little too much at Francis Tavern. Maybe but it's not federally recognized anymore.
Okay, all right.
So then there was Forefathers Day. We would celebrate the landing of the Mayflower. Okay. Now that's very politically incorrect. You could never do the four persons or something.
Right.
And then there was, of course, Shad Spawning and Corn Husking Day. That you and I still celebrate.
Of course.
But why did they celebrate these? They celebrated these because that's what mattered to this culture, right? What mattered was shooting guns, protecting themselves from Indians and British people, and corn husking, a very important aspect of that culture, especially in New England. And then Evacuation Day, great day to celebrate.
Did they actually have a holiday? Did they put up an evacuation tree and sing evacuation carols?
We'd go sing evacuation hymns. They would celebrate at that tavern where it all took place. But it really was widely known, even outside of New York, because this was the actual end of the revolution. And so then even throughout the height of, the American rise, the American ascendance, we had these great days. We had May Day, that was basically a pagan holiday. You'd celebrate flowers and spring. Right. Then the socialists ruined that one. Yep. They stole that for the International Workers' Party or whatever. Then there was Washington's birthday. They probably celebrated that when you were a kid.
Oh, I remember Washington's birthday and Lincoln's birthday were both holidays. Yeah.
We had to get rid of those, though. We can't celebrate great men anymore. And then we just had President's Day to celebrate the office, like Bill Clinton or something. I don't know where that came from.
When they started President's Day, it made a certain amount of sense because what we thought of it as putting Lincoln and Washington together on one day, which just made a lot of sense. But now it's become this vague sort of, you buy sheets. That's all you do.
You buy sheets. You celebrate Jimmy Carter, I guess. I don't know. It's celebrating the office of the president, a very anti-American thing. Right. And then, even now, what do we have on the chopping block? Certainly Columbus Day. Yep. They're literally getting rid of that holiday in cities across the country. Flag Day, nobody celebrates. All of these things that used to matter to Americans, we don't celebrate them anymore. But look at what's replaced it. I try to avoid the Google homepage as much as possible.
Yeah, I have their art thing, so I just get a painting instead of their Google.
They can access all of my information already. I don't need to give them another way to do it. Yeah. But they do these doodles. So every so-called holiday, they'll put up a little picture, and it's a nice way to celebrate, right? Except they never do it on the real holidays. Occasionally, they put one up for Independence Day. But they didn't put up any forefathers. They didn't put up any founding fathers, not Washington, not Lincoln, or rather, not Washington, not Hamilton. Later on, they've never put up one for Lincoln's birthday. Instead, here's what we've gotten. Amelia Earhart's 115th birthday, a terrible pilot. We have to celebrate her birthday.
You couldn't find her a terrible navigator.
Yeah, terrible navigator. Teacher's Day. They have like 20 of these because they do it Teacher's Day in every country in the world.
Okay.
Spanish poet Lope de Vega's birthday, like you know that important day of the year. Rook Mabai Raut's birthday, a female physician in colonial India. Jose Clemente Orozco's birthday. Celebrate Kimchi Day, Children's Day. Pedro Infante, a working class hero, Mexican actor. The 110th anniversary of Uganda's railway. I mark it on my calendar, but I'm glad that Google reminds me.
The Uganda railway tree is very important in my house.
You sit around with the family and make choo-choo sounds. Cornelia Sarabji, the first female graduate of Bombay University. We know that you venerate that on your calendar. That guy who called Joseph Conrad a racist, Chinua Achebe's birthday, and International Women's Day that you made a great video about.
I did, yes.
What is missed? So obviously anything that pertains to real American history, they miss that. Anything that we've celebrated for 200 years, that's out. But even Christmas, they'll grudgingly put up Christmas, but they never put up Jesus. They'll put up figures of other world religions, but not Jesus. The top trending Twitter holidays, Cheese Lovers Day, Siblings Day, Selfie Day, National Friendship Day, National Podcast Day, which I'll give that one a pass, National Cookie Day, and Festivus, the Seinfeld Christmas
joke.
substitute.
You know what bothers me about this, though? It is funny. It is funny. But it's also like we conservatives are so stupid that our intellectuals will not engage on questions like this. It's like Trump in the NFL. It's like when Trump goes after the minute he did that, I thought, yes, that's one of the most important things he'll do, because it isn't right to let our most privileged athletes get away with disrespecting the flag, no matter what they're trying to protest. So Trump was right, and all you hear is, oh, this is why are we talking about this? Why are we talking? Because right-wingers are idiots.
because the culture matters.
That's right.
Never Trump will scold us. They'll say, well, this doesn't matter. Who cares about it? He shouldn't be. This doesn't matter. But you know who it matters to? It matters to the left. The culture matters to the left.
They're smarter than we are. Yeah.
The people who are kneeling down at this NFL protest, it matters to them.
Right.
Why does it matter to them? Because culture comes from the same word as cult, colere in Latin, right? To cultivate. What we worship is related to the culture that we have.
Yeah.
And holiday, what does holiday mean? It means holy day. The holidays that we celebrate are what our culture venerates. It's what our culture looks to. So we might say, oh, this is silly. Who cares if they celebrate Chinua Achebe's birthday instead of Christmas or something? Who cares if they kneel down? But the left cares, and they've had tremendous cultural ascendance over a century because of it. And I think Donald Trump gets it too. And I can't tell if his critics on the left are just being disingenuous because they don't like how uncouth the guy is, or if they genuinely don't realize that what matters here is the culture. That's the big determiner of things. Everything else is just accounting.
That's why they're so hysterical. That's why I was talking about at Thanksgiving. We had this discussion. I said, name something that Trump has done that has violated the Constitution or violated the norms of American governance, and they would only say what he had said.
That's right.
I don't know if you've ever heard of the cartoonist Gahan Wilson. He did these kind of morbid, very funny, but kind of horror cartoons almost, like in the New Yorker. He's still working, I think. If he's still alive, they still publish his stuff in the New Yorker. One of them I remember when I was a little kid was just a gigantic zero, and people were dancing around it, and like it was the golden calf, and somebody observing them said, is nothing sacred? And I think that is what the left is trying to push us toward. If the flag's not sacred, then disrespecting American history isn't sacred, and disrespecting American traditions aren't sacred, and we can start to institute the leftism that they're so desperate to have. This is Donald Trump's masterpiece. The masterpiece of his presidency has been to become jingoistic about American tradition in the face of the left's onslaught. No question about it.
Everybody's got to serve somebody, and so they have to rip down the things that we do venerate, the things that we do look toward as holy days, as worthy of celebration and worthy of remembrance. They have to rip those down first before they can cram their agenda down our throats. And it is great. It is the highlight of Trump's administration for me.
You know, in the same way the rank and file conservatives don't always support the culture, this kind of stuff we're doing, like in Another Kingdom and the TV shows that we try to put on. The same way the intellectuals don't support the things that make our everyday life a part of that make our everyday life into an American culture. And intellectuals just don't think that stuff's important, and they're wrong. All right, good to see you. What's on your show tonight?
Today we are covering the fake news trophy. We're handing it out. I don't want to spoil it or anything,
no.
but it's going to that ridiculous government bureau, the Consumer Financial Protection Bureau, and we're going to analyze why they got to burn it to the ground.
I hope Meryl Streep will be there to accept the award.
She's going to be too busy applauding sexual assailants, but maybe she can come to this award show too.
That's right. The Michael Knowles Show comes on after this. Good to see you, Michael. Talk to you soon.